Everyone, it's Caroline. I am here recording my review of The Girl on the Landing. I guess, wait, that's backwards. I think I have the video flipped. There we go. The Girl on the Landing. Fortunately, I'm a much better reader than I am video recorder. And please don't mind the yellow walls behind me. At some point, hopefully I'll be able to record a video from a room in my house that is not yellow. So I made some notes because I'm a nerd and I get nervous doing my video recordings, so I want to have everything together. I like the book generally. I don't usually like thrillers. I don't like scary movies, and so I tend to avoid those types of books. I know that Stephen King writes other books besides the scary thriller novels, but I've never actually read a Stephen King novel. It was kind of a strange book, I thought. I didn't really like the main character. I thought that Michael was okay. He was kind of hard to like because you really didn't get to know his personality very well. Of course, because, he didn't have one when he was on his medication. And then Elizabeth, I really didn't like her much at all. I found it very hard to empathize with her for having a husband who had so many problems that she didn't know anything about. I thought that was kind of strange. I know he hid it from her, but I wondered how much effort she put forth in getting to know her husband. Anyhow, the main characters were okay. I sort of enjoyed Elizabeth's friend, the one who ended up having the husband, Peter's husband. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name. She kind of knew everything all along and never really actually told Elizabeth about it. I thought she was kind of spunky. I wanted to hear more about her. I also actually wanted to know more about the dog. I found it a little challenging to flip between the narratives in the beginning. It took me a little bit to figure out we were skipping from chapter to chapter from one person's perspective to another. Probably because they were both so boring at the beginning you couldn't tell the difference between the two. But I wondered if it would be interesting to throw the dog's perspective in. Dogs are deeply sensitive to our mental states of mind, and it might have been interesting because it seemed like the dog knew about the girl on the landing in the first place, and so I kind of wonder what kind of either play or foul play there might have been there between the dog and then this apparition or vision that he kept having. It just seemed a little bit more psychic than the author actually gave it credit. Also, I thought it was interesting to read about him trying to, or I guess Michael didn't really care by then, but about him trying to get a person of color, an Indian person, into his club. That's something that I study in my work for my job, and so I found it interesting to actually read about it in a novel. So I would have wanted to hear either more about that situation or, I don't know, just something a little different that might have given more perspective on that particular situation. Let's see, what else? As far as Elizabeth goes, I don't know. The end of the story I thought was a little disappointing. I wanted to hear more about what perhaps happened between Elizabeth and her little boy. I thought it was nice that she sort of became closer to her mom and got a different relationship with her mother based on her own marital relationships, some more understanding and so on. But in general, I usually prefer books that have more of a closure. I can't ever decide if it's about the author sort of copping out because he or she doesn't know how to actually end the story, or if they really think that the reader is going to spend some time sitting around trying to figure out what happened next. I don't know. I might have finished the story with more empathy for Michael and maybe given him a happier ending, something that might help him have a happy medium between a total boring, dork of a guy and a psychopathic killer. I mean, there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere. So I would be interested in reading one of his other books. The Salmon Fishing in the Yemen has gotten a lot of press. I think that might be kind of cool. But overall, I liked it. I enjoyed reading it. I'm looking forward to reading the next novel. And I also sent the book list to my mom in Eagle Pass to share with her book club. I was hoping maybe that they could share in reading one of the books maybe in the next couple of months. I suggested The Help just because I really like that book. I think it's kind of fun. I don't know if any of you all have seen the film. The film and the book are same story-wise, but when you analyze them, they do diverge quite a bit, and it has some interesting implications for the study of the civil rights in the United States. So anyhow, hopefully we'll get a positive response from Eagle Pass, and I hope that you ladies have a really good time tomorrow night. Have a glass of wine for me, and maybe at some point we can figure out a way for me to Skype in during your actual meeting, maybe one Friday when I don't have to go into the office, I can Skype in on my computer and actually see everybody in person and meet everyone. So I hope all is well and that you're staying warm. We're getting some sunshine today here in Georgia, and it's probably about 65 degrees, which is absolutely lovely. So I'm signing off now, and I will catch up with you ladies soon. Have a good time. Bye-bye.